I didn't see any of that opening. I don't know. I was just like, I went to 3, 2, 1, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess so. I don't know.
Here we go.
Mess. Jump to the stream. It's awful. Welcome to Legions Lounge, episode 98.
98.
Two away from 100. Don't ask me what we're doing because I haven't even planned it yet. So maybe nothing. Maybe no. We'll get some cake. Mutually, we'll have some cake and
brownies. I like brownies.
Brownies are good.
Some fruit, some melon.
Get some fruit.
Anybody ever watch
fruit cups?
Watch Severance?
Plate of yes. Oh yeah, waffle party.
Right?
Waffle party.
Waffle party.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, welcome, kids. It feels like it's been a month. Has it been a month?
I don't know, man.
I have this really
if we
weird
skip
fever.
a week, it's a month, right?
I know.
Basically,
It is.
It's been 4 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been
damn.
I had this weird fever dream that, like, the last time we were together, we gave away 4 dragons or something like that. I'm sure that can't be possible, but
no way. Of course not.
That's probably why it feels like we had one more recently, right? I guess.
Yeah, that
was the last thing.
Felt like it was like a month, man, doing all that math. Jesse and I, like a couple of accountants with the
YouTube
tape
math
in the background. Yeah. That was nuts. On that note, I know we said it then, but I appreciate everybody.
It was incredible.
The generosity of the community, man, is just, it's unmatched. I have to say, I don't even have to look. There's no other toy community that's anything like this, man.
Not even close. I don't know if you guys heard of people outside of our community like saying anything about it, that they get wind of it, or I just wonder at toy shows if people have been coming up and saying stuff like, man, we heard what happened, and I'm sure it got out there.
I haven't heard much chatter.
Yeah. Not indirectly, but I've been busy since then, so I haven't really been in. Well, I haven't been in the country, but
I was just gonna say, yeah, maybe people were saying it to you in Japanese, and you just didn't know what they're saying.
Maybe I didn't even know. Yeah. Well, I did meet a great Mythic Legions fan over there who's actually living in Japan and bought a dragon.
No, that's awesome.
Shout out to David. Dabida, I think is how he pronounces it there. And his wife were lovely. We had lunch, really grabbed some coffee and stuff, but talked and
nice.
Gave him some stuff, Legions Lounge shirts, things like that. And it's great, man. Got himself a dragon.
Nice.
Over in Japan.
Amazing.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
So I don't know if he's in the Cabal though. I'm not really sure if he does Facebook over there. It's not as big a thing, and I don't know, for reasons. I think he kind of keeps himself off of social media just for sanity, which is very smart.
Indeed, nowadays more than ever.
Speaking of generosity, I wanted to give one more shout out. So Chris D13, he got hit with $25,000
hard
in tariff.
Yep.
And people had, been acknowledging that, and not only going to his table at ToyCon and buying stuff, but just flat out just giving him money and supporting him, and just the essentially a tariff recovery fund for him. And he said he's back. So I think he said it was like so he had to charge $1 more per figure when he charged the shipping.
Right.
And he recouped about a third of it.
A third, yep.
And now he said he's back up to about a half because of all the generosity. So he's like halfway to that 25K now at this point.
That's still a load to have to carry on your own.
There's still a huge chunk, but like that's a good amount that people were able to help him with, and still are, I'm sure.
I want to say I saw a GoFundMe that was going to maybe be starting. If you guys have seen that, if anyone knows in the chat,
I don't know. People were encouraging to just send direct. He posted in his not his most recent, but the one before today. He did a post where he thanked people, and then he's just put his personal PayPal. That way he doesn't get like fees taken out and stuff. Yeah, because that's the best way, rather than a GoFundMe that's going to take a chunk of it or whatever. just to go direct.
That's true.
So,
Maybe that's what I read, and I'm just getting that conflated with something
so
else.
if anybody's interested, check the Kickstarter update, and you'll have an option there if you want to send him some help.
Yeah.
A couple bucks.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's horrible, man. And I mean, I don't, you know, we don't know what it means. I don't want to get into it right now. I mean, enough people have talked about it. And not like, I'm not going to get into it, not for whatever reasons. I'll say what's on my mind, but you know, we got other things to do.
We got other things. Yeah.
Yeah. And people have talked about it ad infinitum, and we don't really know what's going to happen next week or tomorrow.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly.
Because we're at the whim of
but anyway, the Biblical Adventures figures are in. Those are shipping now. I got mine last week, and they came out great. From the packaging to the paint on the figures to the sculpting.
I saw your review.
Everything looks so good. Like I gotta be honest, like they're kind of better than I expected. I don't know what I was expecting, but like I'm very impressed. Like they came out really nice.
Yeah, it's like Chris knows what the hell he's doing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, why should I have any like low expectations or anything? But like, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a shipping notice. I'm just saying.
Back to the back of the line.
Yeah, back of the line.
I've been praying for my shipping notice, but
I think he fast tracked mine because I did a biblical all in, which is like $1,000.
Biblical all in.
And that's what he called it. That's what it. That's
I know.
The pledge was
hilarious.
And I, you know, like there was also a lot of like promotion and stuff that went into that when it was going on. So
I got a lot of demons. I don't know what that says about me.
Well, there's a ton of demons. There's so many. There's probably like 10.
I know.
Yeah, I can't
got
wait
some
for
angels
those.
too. I got a couple of saints. I did want to talk about, before we get into the chat, who's here, real quick, like some of these dragon stories. I've told them on other shows, I think, but and Curtis, I'm sure, has told some of them. But I think most people know about Brian Carr, who won one, and then
both Brian and
Rob Zamora.
Yeah, they were both on Shooting the Shelf last night, which was a great chat.
I gotta rewatch
it if you haven't seen it. But
which is, I mean, talk about generosity. That's amazing. But yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
Rob, you know, couldn't swing it while it was up there, and totally understandable because like it's a lot of money, and you know, there are other things. People got kids, people got homes, yada yada yada.
I mean, the list obviously watch their show for the details, but Rob did say that they had a group that they were all kind of talking about helping him out, and I think one guy said, I may be able to financially work something out with you, and it was sort of last minute. And we said, you know, I'm sorry, but I just can't do it. So it was sort of like, you know, Rob had hopes up and then crashed, and then boom, Brian came through. Man, that was amazing.
One of them, I think her name on here was Monica, so I don't think I'm not gonna out anybody, but like, it was her birthday, sister of one of the Cabal members, and it was her birthday the next day, which is cool. That's nice. Khan Singh, who won one, which I didn't realize was Khan Noonien Singh.
Nice. Yeah.
I put that together afterwards. He was, you know, I get this. Like, you know, you got a partner and you got a budget, and maybe you don't have space for, you know, your own stuff or whatever. But for whatever reason, he talked it over with his wife, and he really wanted Sir Benegar. And, you know, it's a very expensive thing. And his wife said, all right, you can get the dragon to get Sir Benegar, but then you got to sell the dragon and keep Sir Benegar or whatever, you know. And he figured that way he could make his money back and have the figure, you know, for fairly cheap, if not free. And now he won one, and now he can keep it, and he can have it. Yeah. So now he can sell the other one, and he can keep the free one because he didn't have to pay for it. So that's the kind of people I was hoping would win, and they did. And 3-star draw, there was a story there too with him, and I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it was great. Like all three people were kind of, you know, I wouldn't say deserving of it, but it was a nice story around it. It wasn't just somebody like, you know, I got 3 of them and now I got a 4th one.
Right. Cool. Yeah. As soon as I get it, I'm going to flip it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't, which, hey, your prerogative, but, you know,
exactly.
You can't always control that stuff, but it was nice to hear that a bunch of people got it who either couldn't get it or couldn't keep it, or, you know, or it was their birthday. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Curtis also did share the, you'll learn a new term if you watch Shooting the Shelf. I shouldn't say with, or if I should say when. Spiderosity. So watch that. I think that was a new Jesse term that he came up with. So go watch it and you'll find out what that means.
Awesome. Let's use in the chat really quick here, Nate, and then
all right. Let's see.
a little bit about
the way
Japan,
up,
and then we're gonna moving on.
the tippy top. We got Van Johnson with a ho and 4 purple stars. And speaking of, there's Rob and Brian Carr. Chris Johnson, what's going on? There's Wholesome Warlock, the other half of the Purple Gang. Josh Brown and Curtis.
Hey, Josh Brown. Shout out to Josh Brown and Corey from Casting Cave, who sent me this amazing head. They just know that I'm like a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And if it was focused, there we go. Yeah, animated Gandalf.
Nice.
Painted by Corey. Beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
I thought I'd ordered one from somebody, but I guess I did. That was cool. But thank you guys.
Let's see. RP says, hey, all the collecting brothers. What's up, guys? Jeremy Govier. Mecha Jesse, just shelve it. I am TJ Williams. What is up, Tom? Rohin. Notorious Tofu. Stacy Lynn. El Tidy. Brett Stoddard.
Tofu?
I don't know who that is. That's a new name. Okay. Brett Stoddard and I, we had dinner a couple weeks back, which was great. Yeah. He was in town. We had a great time.
Cool.
Jen Sayak, aka Lucky Sprinkles. Siak, yeah. What's up, Jen? Dave Orkin, what's going on? Dave Bryan with Carver Customs. Action Figure Girl, what's up, Steph? Mr. Ryan Clark. Alberto Norkaiser FX. Let's see. Pickle D. There's another new one. What's up, Pickle?
Pickle D.
Dub 3. Thomas Belay, what's going on, my man? Mr. Ryan Clark. Brick something. Tom Clayton. Kevin Maboots. Mike Casper, what is up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Kevin Hamilton.
Kevin.
Jonathan Hedgehog Action, and I will stop here real quick for a good evening lounge patron. Sit back, grab a drink, and enjoy the show from our man Kevin. Cheers.
Earned.
Clink.
All right. Ooh. Let's see. Molotov Folktales. That's another new name. What's up, man? Darla Ackerman. Darla, I just posted a shot this evening featuring your cape, so check it out on Insta. Dusty Standiford, what is up, Dusty? Alan Rappaport.
Oh.
Eric Miller, what's up?
Molotov Folktales?
Yeah, like I said, that's a new one. Yeah, I think that's a new name. Where was I? Eric Miller, HVX Customs. I don't recognize that name either.
Oh, that's Jamie.
Who?
Jamie Hara. Jesus, I'm getting his name. Good Lord, sorry. I'm sorry, Jamie. Dial maker. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Alberto
Arabic. I'm sorry,
Magana.
Jamie. I'm
Big Greg.
Crushing your last name.
Masto Dante. What's up, guys? He says Alex Lowstack. Jade Elf. Heinrich Hoffman. What's going on, Heinrich?
Yeah. Perfect.
Kirby. Greg Schmerber. Raven Eyes Studio 21. Mark R. Rick Jones. The Collector number 1. Jesse Marshall. Kevin McCoy. Jamie Haro Vex, LOL, he says.
Haro Vex. There
we go.
I said it right.
Okay. That's ringing a bell now. And we'll go back up to
It didn't sound right when I said it, and I knew it was right. So, yeah.
Cheap plug. My exploded figure review on Ganesha drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Spoiler, the figure is amazing. I did see the thumbnail of that, and it's insane. I mean, when you see those exploded views, it's always like, holy shit. But when you see this one, it's like,
well, there's so much it comes with. It comes with so many things, man. Yeah. And when he tears it apart, it's got all those parts. Yeah, and I'm sorry, Jamie. I knew it was Haravex. Like, Vex didn't sound right for some reason out of my mind. I don't know why. Weird brain thing. But yeah, his dials are great. I have one. I have a stair step that he made. It's fantastic. I've used it for many things.
Nice, excellent. Oh, there's David Williams. What's up, David?
What's up, David? He'll probably be at IshCon, I think. He was there last year.
Awesome.
Japan. So I just got back from Japan a few days ago. Very cool. Beautiful city. Clean. So clean, man. Like you get on the trains, like the subways. There's nothing on the ground. I'm coming from New York, man. So like, there's garbage under every seat. Nothing. I mean, it's a cultural thing. And I actually asked her, I took a tour on Monday and I asked our tour guide like how this can be. Like you've got teenagers, you've got kids who,
Right.
generally across the board, I'm generalizing, are, kind of jerks. You know what I mean? When it comes to them, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do.
Right.
But they have not morality, civics classes from fourth grade on. So they learn about how to just be a good citizen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And civics, is that the word I'm looking for? No.
Yeah.
Civics.
Yeah, I guess civics. Yeah. Just how to be a good citizen, how to care, about your space and environment and stuff. So really cool. Beautiful city. Star Wars Celebration was cool. Weird to like go to another country like that and just run into people that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you didn't even know were going to be there. So that was really cool. I'm not even going to name names, but I hung out with so many people. All the people that were on the panel. So we did a toy photography panel on Sunday. It was great. Packed house there, which was surprising and really
That's
cool. Awesome. We had a translator, which we didn't account for, so we didn't get as much in for the talk as we wanted to, but it went over well. We had a lot of questions at the end, and we kind of stuck around and talked to people afterwards. Anyway.
Yeah. Did you get some good feedback, like from attendees or showrunners or about the panel itself? Or?
Everybody liked the panel. Everybody thought it was really good. Even the showrunners thought it was really good.
Awesome.
It's just that the timing, you know what I mean. So, but it was fine. We each got an image in to talk about, and then we answered some questions, and then we took some questions from the audience. So it went fine. It just wasn't as in depth as I would have liked about the toy photography. But again, like we stuck around and talked to people afterwards who were really interested in it. So
cool.
There happened to be like somebody selling books there. There's always like a bookseller or something that's doing the Star Wars books and related stuff. And I don't know whose it was, but right outside that bookseller, I happened to notice it like a couple hours before the panel, and they had set up all these little, like either little model ships, or there's like a dio of like the control room in the Death Star from A New Hope, where Han and Luke are standing in Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And then
they had situation normal.
Yeah, they had the new Mafex figures sitting there in the control room, and you could come up and take a picture of it. You know what I mean? So there was all these people, and I just stood there and I watched for the people who were really taking their time to try to get it right. I'm like, you look very serious about this. You should come to this panel. So
that's fun.
I gave about 24 of our postcards, and I don't know if that helped or not. I think it was pretty packed anyway, but it was cool. Yeah. Cool show. Came back with 6 Hot Toys. Had to buy another piece of luggage. I had to buy a piece of luggage. There wasn't a dent on them, so I am a master of and I checked them, so I had to.
Yeah, totally.
So, who'd you get? You can rattle them off.
I got. Listen, I bought a couple Anakin Skywalkers.
Well, you didn't have any to begin with, so. Yeah.
No, that's true. I don't have any of those, so I don't even know what that's like. But I did buy one to probably sell because it's going to help pay for the trip. But I bought Galen Erso, and I bought 2 of the Stormtrooper. They were exclusives because they had the kimono, and they have like cherry blossoms on them. It's a little weird, but kind of cool. And I've never bought any of those weird ones. Like they had the teacup one a long time ago, and it's like weird. But now it's kind of interesting, and I kind of wish I had it. But this is at least kind of representational of like going to
symbolizes your trip
for Star Wars. So
I think like it's kind of art toy nature too. You know what I mean? Like you'll go to like Designer Con and people will be selling Stormtroopers painted up in crazy ways, and it's like it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it is. I did pick up that Ronin Hasbro thing, but not there because I didn't stand in line for 2 hours at Hasbro, and then the next day they dropped it on Amazon. I'm like, well,
I know people
will be at home when I get home.
That, so, that's nice.
It was pretty shitty, but different packaging if you care about that. But it really was nothing else.
Did they have the stormtroopers from that looked like from Rebels, the animated series there? Were they selling those yet? Or do they just
No, those are not for sale yet. No, they're not for
preview
sale.
kind of a thing?
They had
Okay.
them all. They had like two
Those look so
1/6 TIE
cool.
fighters on display, and then
I saw that. Amazing.
I mean, massive, obviously.
Yeah.
The Hot Toys booth was gorgeous, man. It was like going to a
the-
Hot Toys store. It was a store, you know. It wasn't even like a booth. It was like you walked in and it was a store, and there were
Yeah.
shelves and lined with figures and stuff, and it was pretty cool. Like I didn't get to Toy Sapiens. Toy Sapiens, we drove by it on the tour, and I was like, Toy Sapiens is kind of like the Hot Toy store there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But from what I heard, it's like, yeah, you can buy Hot Toys off the shelf, which, okay. I don't have any room for anymore. I have
Right.
what I need, so whatever. It would have been cool to see, but
Just to go
being in
and see
Hot
it, yeah.
Toys was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Japan's beautiful. I'll probably, at some point do live to talk about some of the stuff that I got.
How did your
Back.
prep go? You were staying up late or getting up super early or something as you were preparing. Did it work out?
Perfect.
Nice.
I couldn't have planned this better. So I was staying up to 4 or 5 in the morning, and I stay up late, like 1 o'clock sometimes. But 4 or 5 is hard, man. And I was drinking like Celsius at like 2 in the morning to stay up till 5. And then really I was waking up at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which really was not what I wanted to do. I needed to be like waking up at 8 p.m., which would be like 9 a.m. there. But I got to a point where when I got on the plane to get there, I told them, I'm like, they wanted to do the meal. I'm like, can you save the meal? And I'm going to sleep for like 6 hours. And they're like, yeah, fine. So I slept for like 6 hours. And by the time I woke up, it was like 6 p.m. and I was eating. And then I kind of like went to sleep, woke up when I got back there, and it was perfect. And I had tons of energy. It was great. It was harder coming back, I think, than it was going. So
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing to do if you're going to do it. And you don't need to. I just did it for like 3 days. You could have done it for like 2 days, and you would have been pretty good. But I was kind of getting myself into staying up till 5 in the morning. So anyway.
Your story about the teens in the civics class and everything being clean and stuff. I don't know where I heard this recently, and I think it was Japan. It could have been China, but I think it was Japan, where they said they have vending machines that have beer in them. And because it's a vending machine, anyone can just go up and get them, but kids don't do it because they just know better. It's just like here, it'd be insane.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of vending machines with beer in them. I'm sure they exist in certain places. There's vending machines everywhere. You can get the little gachapon. We did like the gachapon store. I got this little guy out of one of them. It's just, stupid little toys. They actually had one at Star Wars with like lightsabers, little mini lightsabers and stuff like that, which are cool. It's you just throw in 300 or 400 yen and you just get out something stupid like this. But it's fun. It's fun to do because you don't know what you're going to get. And there are all sorts of things like Jeeps and jewelry and animals and Hello Kitty and robots. And I got this little predator dude who's like an invisible predator. Can't really see him. I know there he is right there. Yeah, just
that's fun.
Weird shit. But it was fun. It's a great culture. The food, oh my god, the food that we had. I don't know if we just got lucky, but everything we had was incredible. It was really the best ramen I've ever had in my life.
That's what Tom was
kind
saying
of
a lot.
naturally, I would suppose, but yeah, it was incredible. But all right, enough of that. I'll talk about that another time in more depth. We're going to give away a Ganesha tonight. We're talking about gods, and we're talking about Figura Obscura. So Bill's done a review on this. It's a great review. Go check it out. A lot of people have them up now. Obviously, at this point, of course, Bill was first. And it's fun to watch Bill open it up and not know what it is.
Bill, repeat what you told me before the show. It's a good point to say.
I was just saying that, everybody else has that Friday teaser. And I think when they watch my video, I think a lot of people don't really take into consideration the fact that like, I don't get that Friday teaser, right? Like it's especially the spring one where it could be anything. Like, so like there's no anything from Jeremy. He doesn't give me any hints. Nobody gives me any like hints or anything. So I'm one of the few people that go into it like completely cold and not
Mhm.
like completely not knowing what it is. So it's
Mhm.
a
That's
little
cool.
different.
That
Yeah,
is cool.
that's fun. That's really my favorite part about it is it's all good, but it's I like seeing you open it up, especially
Yeah.
me knowing what it is at that point. So,
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but this year it seemed like with the clues they gave on that Friday that most people got it between Ra or
Yeah.
Ganesha,
Yeah.
and just seemed like, yep, we're getting Ganesha. So it didn't seem to be as much as a surprise as some of the other ones, but we were saying also that that's what's so great about the spring release. Come Halloween time, we're in a theme. We kind of can narrow it down a little bit. Obviously, the holidays, but spring so far it's been could be anything, which just
yep,
adds that
wide open.
extra element of surprise and excitement to it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. I wasn't so sure about how this was going to go over. Um,
How it would be
I
received.
think it's I think it's beautiful, right? I love it. And I think there's all sorts of possibilities as even for customizers. Obviously, a new body,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
an elephant head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very specific. Um,
Yep.
it's an active religion,
Mhm.
part of an active religion, an active god, and an active religion. So I don't know how people would take it. People get weird about that stuff, but man, everybody loves this figure, man. Like it's
Yeah.
unbelievable how many people are just like, this is like beautiful. I need it. And then there's people who are uh of the faith and Hindu faith who are so happy that they have a representation in action figure form
Yeah.
of Ganesha, and it's cool, man. It went over great. I'm really happy it did.
Yeah.
Really fantastic because it's a beautiful figure. It was fun to shoot, and yeah, I mean, well, there he is. There he is, right there.
Yeah. It's
See him if you've got him.
I got him last
Oh, you did
week.
get him. Okay,
I
cool.
did get him, and I was going to be gone all day last Saturday. My son had a volleyball tournament out of town, so I was rushing on Friday at a tiny window to get a shot out before
Mhm.
I left on
Oh
Friday
yeah,
night.
oh yeah, you took this shot. That's right. I forgot about that.
And I rushed so much that I didn't even get a chance to really appreciate the figure and all that it came with. I just wanted to
Just
get a
take a
shot of it
picture of
so
it. Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yep.
since I've gotten home, I've, taken obviously more time to really appreciate everything about it. The box art, the booklet it came with, the figure itself is just absolutely amazing. And like you were saying, a funny story is last week a new guy started at one of our offices, and he wanted to just have a little meet and greet, coffee talk, Zoom type meeting, just to get to know each other.
Mhm.
So we do a little meetup, and we're talking, and we have several offices around the country and the world and stuff. And I thought he was in New York office. So I'm like, and he says, no, I'm in Toronto. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Were you born in Canada? He goes, no. And I knew like he was Indian.
Mhm.
But he goes, no, I was born in India. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Look what I just got. I showed him the box. He's like, what is that? So of course I had to go down the whole spiel of, I do toy photography and four horsemen and blah, 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 blah. And he just
Cool.
thought it was the coolest thing. He's like, I'm going to follow you. And he,
Nice.
went and saw the picture and loved it. But that's the other thing about, I was just circle back to the photo itself, was so many of the comments not only were thank you very much, it was a nice picture, but they were complimenting the figure. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's a great picture, Nate, whatever. But so many were like, that is an amazing, beautiful figure.
Mhm.
I've got to get that figure. What is that figure? Yeah.
Yep.
It was like
Yep.
overwhelming this time. This, I think,
Yep.
speaks a lot. So yeah.
It's great. Because I saw there's a lot of parts. You get a lot of stuff with this thing. But I mean, some of it's again sort of specific. Even the overlay to the body is very specific to that belly.
Yeah.
You could put it on. I'm sure you can put it on other things, but I haven't tried. It's one of the things I regret that I don't really have a lot of time to like play around with it because people ask me questions and I'm like, just watch Bill's video. We'll do it. Somebody else will get it in hand and then
Don't
they'll
worry.
do
There's
it,
still a
play
lot of
around with it.
questions.
Yeah. And like, oh, does that fit on that? The only thing I really tried is that the only thing I had to match was I like the gray orc head that you put on that. I didn't think about that one because I don't have that figure out.
Yeah. I don't love that
I
head
had
on there, honestly. Somebody had asked me to do it.
even the
and I did
zombie
it.
looks pretty cool, but
The zombie,
I
like the zombie even more, honestly.
tried the alien head. I think I showed that to you, Bill, but
Yes. Yep.
it's interesting. I mean, it's a fat alien, but it's weird. But Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff with it, but again, there is a lot of specific stuff. But I think a lot of those bangles and things are going to look great on some other figures as well. And obviously, the elephant head is going to be come into play with a lot of people, I'm sure. And the body,
yeah,
will probably come into play with a lot of the. You know, I know Planetary Dog Toys is kind of going out of business, but they had a lot of animal heads and things like that, like rhinos and things like that.
All right, I just did a new one. Here you go,
everybody. Okay, here we go.
And I did this because Trevor, do you want this head? You want this head, right? This is the
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I need,
cool. I'll send you that.
That's hilarious.
That's funny. Well, I mean, the headdress is as opulent as the jewelry that he has on, so it kind of works.
That's funny. Yeah, that can. I can only imagine. Plus, now that body is in their library of parts, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it now.
I was gonna maybe we go into a discussion later on if we have time. We want to cover some other stuff, but yeah, as to what that could be used for, I could totally see. You know, I know a lot of people had the Father Christmas was like skinny, but that's Father Christmas. You know what I mean? So who knows? I'm not saying anything out of turn, obviously, as usual, but maybe that's the basis for a Ghost of Christmas, you know, present. But he's generally ripped too, so I don't know. It's gonna be used for other things, I'm sure.
Check your the Four Horsemen D&D testing chat. Curtis just sent us a swap. Looks pretty cool.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention something. My lighting isn't really great here, but somebody had been like,
that looks cool,
complaining about the ears being articulated and how you can see all the joint and stuff. But you know, I was just realizing, like, when you have it like this,
I like that.
When the ears are fully like forward, you can't see the joint at all.
No,
look at that.
Yeah. I think
you really can hide the joint. It doesn't really show up all that much.
Yeah, I think it's
somebody
awesome that they're articulated.
in my photo where I had them back like this, and of course, like that, you can see them. But it's just cool to have the option, you know. I thought it was neat that you can't even see the joint.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? StreamYard. I don't know that I can share anything.
Maybe I can. Hang on.
Maybe you shouldn't even try. Maybe you shouldn't even touch any buttons.
I'll probably disappear.
Hang on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I had some other things I wanted to talk about and show, which is going to be a real pain in the ass.
But yeah, I mean, just the elephant head sculpt alone, just the texture and the wrinkles, and it's phenomenal work.
There we go.
There it is,
Curtis. Nice.
Yeah, that head looks great with, I'm assuming, a Darla cape there. That looks very cool.
So my issue with this,
you got to push the product, right?
Is it's like the texture is so different. Like it just doesn't when you get up close with it, like it just doesn't look right. It's good for photos like this, but like I don't know, when I have it in my hand and I'm looking at it, I don't love the head on there just because the texture and the color's a little bit different. But but here, you know, like in the photos, it does do a good job in the photos for sure.
Yeah. Geez, if I can do this, we can share some stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to send you guys some links in the private chat. You can bring them up. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, thank God.
You're speaking of Japanese though now. It's really weird.
Oh, weird.
You learned it that quick. You don't even realize, Trevor, you're talking Japanese now.
Arigato gozaimasu. Then konnichiwa, konbanya, Ohio. That's it. That's all I need to do now.
Jonathan, $1.99 says Ganesha might be a figure of the year.
Wow.
That's a bold prediction. But yeah, I don't think you're too off base there, man. It is really fantastic.
No, you can get them back on, man. It's bad. They look a lot more complex than they are.
Yeah. Watch Bill's video. The pants. Watch Bill's video.
I was worried
the way you did it.
They're pretty easy.
Yeah.
Smart the way you did it.
They're tied.
Untying.
I would just not untie the straps that are in there. If you don't untie those, because they're looped around. You don't have to untie it. It's just looped around the waist peg. So once you do that, I've taken them off and put them on a bunch of times. I've gone back and forth between orcs and all different things. So Yeah, it's not bad at all. I was a little nervous in the video because I didn't want to do it before the video because I don't want to like undo something that I can't redo. You know what I mean? So I didn't do it before the video. I wanted to make sure I kind of like documented it, and then by then it was like, okay, that's fine.
Yep. Alec, this is unfair. Pete is a skinny man now. He's very thin.
Right? So maybe your mom.
My mom either. So maybe
I don't mind either. But maybe it's your mom. I don't know.
All right. So this is our third god, and some people were even questioning me today on, not questioning in a bad way, just asking like the question: what isn't Sun Wukong? Sun Wukong is not an actively worshipped. He's not a god.
Someone
he's got
told me
godlike powers
that
and he's a myth, but there's
he is actively worshipped, and which kind of confused me. But I don't know. That's not what I read.
I did look it up just to make sure, double check, and like he's not actively worshipped. He's kind of a myth and a legend, but not necessarily a god.
I also want to mention like the word mythology. Mm-hmm. So like in my video, I opened the box and I was like, oh, like Indian mythology. Mm-hmm. And then people were like, and then I said, look, I want to acknowledge that this is also an actively worshipped god. Mm-hmm. And people were like, hey, I'm glad you corrected yourself. It wasn't really a correction because mythology doesn't mean not real. Like, I think people like get confused with the word mythology and they associate it with something that's not real, like urban myth or like the usage that way. But the usage of mythology would include any stories of gods, traditional stories of gods and goddesses. Like it is, whether it's an actively worshipped god or not, it's still mythology.
People can be mythical. I mean, historical people can be mythical. You know what I mean? Like I've heard people referred to as mythical in the past, just because of their whatever heroics or the way the things that they did in life or whatever. I think you're on good ground there. But yeah, John says I worship Sun Wukong every time I watch Dragon Ball. They do versus Monkey King. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you want to count it, you can count it, but it's really three gods in a pantheon. Like, is the Egyptian gods and Ganesha is what we have so far. So, part of our discussion tonight is going to be, and again, we all know, I'm not saying every time we get something, it's going to be a god, because it hasn't been, you know what I mean? But I think it's cool. Like, I like having the representations, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I necessarily need the entire pantheon of Egyptian gods. Maybe 3 or 4 would be cool. Maybe Shiva, and I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm not remembering would be cool from Hindu religion. And again, we don't need them all. And I know there was one more that people brought up, and forgive me, I don't remember, but I did look it up, and I thought it would be cool too. I mean, we're talking. They have to be toyetic as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean,
going to be that exciting. I've looked up some things today, some different pantheon of gods. I mean, I would love to see the Greek gods and the Roman gods, and I think the Norse god. God knows, I would love to see Eric Treadaway do his version of Thor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Odin.
Right.
They're not going to be crazy different than maybe a Viking from Mythic Legions, though. You know what I mean? Could be cool if there's certain accessories that they come with, like animals or something that, I know Odin is associated with crows. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that's on their mind too. Like, it's got to be toyetic. I don't know if they use that word, and it's got to be interesting enough for them to do that. It's not just, this could be in Mythic Legions, which is why they're not doing Barbarian Santa. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. And last week, Mythic Conversations that Jeremy had Eric on there. And that was the first thing Eric said. The first box that you got to check is it going to be a kick-ass action figure. Yep. That's where they start.
Yeah, and he's got to want to do it. I mean, this is his kind of. I mean, a lot of people say, like, how do they pick these? It's kind of like what Eric wants to do. You know what I mean? Which I love about it. It's like we're kind of at, the whim of Eric's interests, and I'm down with it. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I'm totally down with it, and I can't stand the phrase "missed opportunity" when like somebody describe like I heard people saying, "Oh, this was a missed opportunity. You should have done the Easter Bunny or whatever," and a missed opportunity for Eric to make one of his masterpieces. Like it just doesn't make sense to me when people say stuff like that.
It doesn't compute, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's been wanting to make this for years, decades, I think. I know he's talked about the elephant type figures he's made in the past, with McFarlane, etc. But he's been wanting to specifically make a Ganesha for a long time.
Rick Jones says Kali. I think that was the one that I was thinking of. Maybe he mentioned it. Rick has been loving this figure. I was gonna try and get Rick on. Hey Rick, if you want to hit me up, man, and talk about this, hit me up. Alberto says Odin would be cool.
Odin,
I think it would be cool. I would love to see it as like kind of like an ogre scale. Not ogre scale.
Say at least
brute scale. Figure would be kind of cool. But again, I don't know if that's different enough for him to do. And I'm down with that. That's cool. If we never get it, we never get it. I'd love to see the Greek gods. I don't know how exciting they are. I think he could do some beautiful designs with them. But they're generally wearing tunics and some accoutrements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
there have gladiator armor-ish type pieces, or
Yeah, I think you could dress them up a lot. I mean, I've seen some more superhero-y He-Man versions of the Roman and Greek gods, but
I think out of Greek mythology, and I guess like the question is, do we include demigods? Like Curtis actually is mentioning Gilgamesh. I was going to mention that one. Would be awesome. Demigod, like not technically a god. He's a he's immortal. But I was thinking for Greek mythology, Tom said it right here, Medusa, right? Like I think that would be fantastic.
Yes.
I think that's one of those things though that like in some form or fashion we may get now with the opening of the world, their version of some sort of. I mean, we have snake people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they don't want to do that because it's too on the nose, and I would love that. I think that would be pretty cool to see Medusa and what's his name from Clash of the Titans was a mythological character. It wasn't a god, but Perseus. Well, Perseus is the son of a god, so demigod, I guess.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like demigods are technically mortals that die. Right. So like, I guess they're closer to humans, and that's kind of,
they wouldn't be in this category that we're talking about, but I'm okay if we go off a little bit because I think some of the myths in Greek mythology would be pretty cool too. You've got the Minotaur and a maze. Now we have Minotaurs, so I don't think they would do something like that because how different can it be than the Minotaurs that we're having in Mythic Legions? And I think we may get
some of that stuff.
2.0s of some of those Minotaurs on. Again, guessing, don't know anything. Maybe on brute scale bodies or even ogre scale bodies. Who knows?
And then there's this.
Somebody said Icarus when they showed that sun, which I think would be pretty cool, actually.
I do too. And then there's this. We need Aphrodite, but not for the character, just to add a pomegranate to the Figura Obscura fruit tray.
I love it.
I'm a little sad that the grapes are attached to the plate, honestly, because we're getting a whole fruit array. We had the peach with Sun Wukong. Didn't we get another thing with Sun Wukong too, or no? Just the peach.
We got bananas, we got grapes, we got. Where did I put that?
Yeah, we got a whole fruit stand,
apples,
man. It would be amazing.
Right?
I think they could definitely come out with like a fruit pack, and people would just buy the fruit pack. I think
a few people are mentioning gods from literature, like Robert E. Howard and H.P. Lovecraft. Those are still, at least in the United States, both of those are still, I think, copyrighted, right?
Probably.
Both of those.
Yeah, I mean, I love those. Lovecraft's got some, issues now, but like, I'm not writing off everybody who has like a few things in the past, but that would be cool. I mean, it's kind of broken away from his mythology. At least Cthulhu has kind of into its own thing. Here's something that here's nothing because I can't bring it up.
Oh,
Right,
Lovecraft.
I'm gonna send you a link,
Okay.
and you guys can bring this up.
So Lovecraft is public domain, according to Alec.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably been 100 years since that. There's a link in the private chat if one of you guys wants to bring that up and share it.
I got it.
Okay. And our friend is going to love this, and I know he's talked about this a lot.
Some Aztec gods.
Yeah,
Hang
and
on
this
one
fits in
second here.
obviously with our Ninian guards a little bit, who are kind of modeled after Aztec look and feel.
Go here.
There were a couple in here that I thought, again, we don't need everything from everywhere. But if you scroll down, I thought there were a couple of really cool. Obviously, Quetzalcoatl would be cool, but that's a dragon. Maybe we will see a dragon like Quetzalcoatl. Who knows? Pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be insane.
But yeah, Tetzalcoatl was. I mean, that's a cool rendition right there, right? Like that just looks like an incredible looking character. You know what I mean? I mean, that's somebody's design. I don't know if this is exactly the same from depiction to depiction, but a very cool depiction of that.
Artwork by Yuk.
Yep. I wish his was here. This is Hutzlepokli. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The hummingbird of the south, god of sun and war. That looks pretty cool. I think there could be a lot done with that in terms of like, accessories and things like that. Could be pretty cool.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
feathered things, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure Zippy Totek, our Lord, the flayed one, would really go over very well. But this guy, Flodlock, he who makes things sprout. That's cool looking. Right
that's
there.
very cool.
Right? I'd love to see this kind of armor and stuff. And there's a lot of stuff. Like if you look at the tassels on the waist there, that's kind of vaguely Egyptian. It's got some things that they could pour over from like the gin and things like that they could use or reuse.
Yeah, and the new pieces we're getting for the red gin with the smoky red.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep,
absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Rob. Sound it out. Jason Rodriguez is about to kickstart a Mesoamerican line called Rise of the Fifth Sun. Cool.
Oh, no kidding.
I didn't know that.
I missed that too.
Ooh.
Huh.
Wow, very cool.
Not a good time to be starting but hope
there were a couple people I've seen some Aztec customs, man. Well, I mean, I know a Kickstarter, but like it could be a year or two before they come out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, it's funny you asked that, Shinto, because there are some things that I'm going to bring up with that as well. But yeah, I just thought there's some cool stuff here. It does play
super colorful and
toyetic, right? Like, I mean, this stuff is toyetic. It could definitely be. Now there are things, and there are things in some of these other, like if you get down to Zoka Tech, I'll say this one.
This one,
it's nice, but I don't know. Some of these characters that I looked up in, like, trying to think of the pantheons that they were in. I think one was Slavic. Some cool origin stories, but they generally were kind of like wearing peasant clothes, or nothing elaborate or exciting in terms of a look.
Yep.
There were, fortunately, I don't have a link for this, and the only thing I did was download some pictures. So maybe I can throw the pictures into the chat. I'm not really sure. But since I was in Japan, I don't think I could do this. I can't bring an image. Let me see if I can find this image again. Japanese gods. So I did get to a temple or two while I was there. Amazing, beautiful. Here, I found it. This is going to be really weird because this is part of I'm just going to send you the Google link, because the page that it's on is very strange, but it was a pretty nice image of the different gods. Whoever can bring that up. 1
second here.
And their names. There were some that had nice images but didn't have the names. Oh wait, here's another one. This is kind of cool. Oh, okay.
something else, or you want to show this?
Hang on, let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. This is better because this isn't a Google. The one I was showing you was you could print it on a onesie for a child, which is it's a very strange, like the point of that was.
All right, so
it's very small. I mean, maybe you can bring the image into another page, but open image and
yeah, let me share this. How's that?
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, you can't read the names, but that's okay. It's hard to read at the small typeface anyway. But there's some great looking Japanese gods, obviously. So a lot of the demon gods, and in this one temple, they had the god of wind, the god of fire, and very demon looking.
My wife calls me the god of wind, by the way, just ironically enough.
Yeah.
I left that wide open. So did you, apparently. Yeah, I took a picture of one of these. If you want to see it, it was kind of in my story. I don't know if I'll try and post it tomorrow to the Cabal, but it's very cool. It's behind chicken wire, unfortunately, so chicken wire on top of it. But just a really cool looking demon god.
Yeah.
I also took a picture of another statue there. It was the dragon master or the dragon king, which is really cool. It's another beautiful design. But you can see just looking at this. I don't know. Again, I don't know whose designs these are, but there's a lot of beautiful stuff that could be done with this. Here's that guy, the green dude in the corner there, is got that belly. I mean, there's your reuse right there, right?
Yeah. And I can see for some of the demons, kind of like stuff that like Immortal Collections, right?
Look at that. Look at the one with the fox. Oh my god, how cool would that be?
That is beautiful.
Inari.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
I would love
the Oni thing. Is it Immortal Collections, right? Yeah.
Yep.
They've done a lot of that stuff before. That'd be amazing for Horsemen to give a go.
There's a lot of great
an Oni coming like the wave, right? From the
that's true.
The last
with
wave.
We've got the red demon on the right there, kind of in a way.
Yeah, we've got that figure coming from the red stars that's already kind of started that look. So I would love some of this stuff, man. Anything from this would be amazing. I'd love to get 2 or 3 from each, sort of pantheon that has some interesting looking gods.
Yeah. I was looking up some Celtic gods, some really neat.
As was I. I got a great link.
Oh, do you? Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because, like Baelor, the sun god, some really cool depictions of him. Like
I got a
Cyclops or some just really because of like a one-eye sun kind of a. If you can.
And they're depicted differently, obviously.
Yeah.
Let me open it on my end too, so I can. But there are 2 in particular on this page. Right off the bat, you got a lot of like Mythic Legions looking figures, right? I mean, they're cool. The first one, I guess, the big major domo is Dagda. Yeah. So if you go down a little bit, Bill, he's the first number 1 there.
He's like the god of strength, comes with a cauldron, walks around the cauldron. Kind of cool.
Yeah, very Zeus-ish and, little Poseidon-looking type character, depending on how he's depicted, I guess. Could be cool. I don't know what he would come with, not having read into everything. But, again, it might be a little too on the mythic nose. But, yeah. But if you go down a little further, Danu's pretty cool. This is depending on the depiction, I think the one on the right might be an alternate version of her. A lot of them are triple gods who have like 3 versions or 3 sisters or something like that. So I don't know who the one with the black is in this one, but
at first I thought you said "damn you," and I was going to say that's funny. That's what my wife calls me that too. It's weird, but is there a Cernunos or something, or it's as a female, but it's got antlers.
Oh no, I didn't see that one. But go down like 2 more to 5.
Cernunos?
I don't see her in this list now, but
if you can bring one up. Bring one up. Go to 5.
there it is.
This?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Oh, they
Sin-
just
The
don't have a
Horned
picture.
God.
Okay, cool.
The Lord of Wild Things. Yeah. I wonder if you clicked on that.
So this is a minor god. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, I just thought. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the antlers. Yeah, look so
Ooh,
cool.
nice. That's cool. Yeah, that's.
See, I've seen. I
That's
could have
toyetic.
swore Celtic God.
And
Yeah.
you came with a couple of animals, like a little lamb or a lion or
Mhm.
something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, we're getting it.
And then I wonder if they have Balor, Balor, is the sun god. I wonder if that's in there.
Let's see. Don't see
I see it.
Balor. No.
Let's see if I can.
But go to
Google it.
5 on that one for a second, Bill. This thing I think would be really cool. And again, you might be able to make this, but I just think it's the paint. You got that page open again? I think you gotta go back.
which one?
It's number 5 on the original page.
Oh, I thought it was this. Number 5.
I think you're on the wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the wrong page.
Hold on, let me share this, and then jump to 5. Sorry, I thought you guys were seeing what I was seeing. There we go.
No.
Okay.
The Morrigan.
Oh yeah, I wrote that
Great
down too.
name to begin with.
Yes. Comes
Goddess
with crows,
war.
right? Yeah.
The crows and just this hair. I mean, she's got like this
I wonder how close
Furiosa
these
type paint.
like AI images are to like what the depictions are of.
Yeah, these are
You know what I
probably
mean? Like,
AI.
I
You're
want-
right. Yeah,
like,
they
what-
probably are.
what-
Yeah.
What do they look like? You know, like if I take the Morrigan,
Yeah.
and then search it up.
Let's take a look. I was kind of hoping against hope that these weren't AI, but you're right. They probably are.
They gotta be. They all. I mean, they're all like a month ago. No, and there's no artists credited or anything.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can find.
But she often appeared over the battlefield in the form of a crow, so we could get like a crow. I
Mhm.
think it'd be cool to get like an articulated crow too.
Yeah, a murder of crows. Be sweet.
With her sisters, she forms a trio of war goddesses associated with inciting war, then stirring up fury and frenzy of battle. That's cool. Like a 3-pack would be insane. Even just one would be cool.
I don't know how true this is, but I'll bring it up because it could be true.
Wow. Well, I mean, with a name like McLaughlin, I can't really argue with you.
Man, I don't know.
All right, let's see.
That'd be hard to go into battle with, though, wouldn't it?
I would think it might be. Yeah.
So the Morrigan, also known as Morrigu, is a figure of Irish mythology. The name is okay. So this Wikipedia page it has a picture of a crow. It says the Morrigan as in the form of a crow, and that's a 1911 illustration. I don't know if there's any other illustrations.
If you look at if you search it and go to images, I mean, yeah, you're still gonna get a few AIs in here. But
yeah, I was trying to find things that might be more traditional, but I mean, let me share this.
There are a couple of things.
Like,
Mhm.
like what might be. I'm not seeing anything that would like suggest like this is like a traditional depiction of it, but
Right.
But it gives you
There
an
is
idea.
one that's like Tales from the Wood.
This right here was the
Almost
image on the
somewhere.
Wikipedia from 1911.
Yeah, I don't see anything really old or like
But
the Celtic
anyway.
crows on there, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, while you're
Anyway.
there, type in Balor, sun god, and see what comes up. Yeah, see, some of
This?
them are like a cyclops. Some of them, yeah, like
Celtic
kind of
god Balor.
wild looking.
Oh yeah.
And this is the sun god?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't see the sun often in Ireland.
Yeah.
So,
They thought it was. I mean, I
Just
guess it
demon.
makes sense. The
little
one
crack
eye,
of light that came
the
through the
single
clouds
eye.
every once in a while. Yeah.
But yeah, some are more human-esque looking, but that's pretty wicked.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom says Balor would be badass.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I did like some of the Celtic stuff. That was cool. I love the Aztec stuff. I think the only other
I
one
think I think
found
a high possibility would be Gilgamesh. It's one of the most well known. It's one of the oldest. I think you can get like these really cool Sumerian, like ancient kind of like almost similar to the gods of ancient Egypt. You know, where it's like got that kind of like clothing, and you could do a 2-pack with Enkidu. You know, like totally like options for
Yep.
for Gilgamesh.
Well, they did say we're gonna get more Egyptians, right? So
Yeah. Oh yeah. More
so
Egyptians. Yeah.
I'm sure Ra we'd get, which would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's let's see, I wrote it. Sobek. That's the one that
Sobek
Richard
I
Jones
want.
wants with the alligator
I want Sobek
crocodile.
to be brute scale though.
I was, you know what?
Yeah.
One of the predictions I had, and I think I said it in my video, was that if they're prepping to make another Aetheron, then they're making another bird. So they could potentially do Horus or one of the other bird gods from the Egyptian gods, you know?
That's a cool thought.
Yep. And the other thing I found was, and again, I don't have, I just brought pictures of this, so we might have to look up, but the Orisha gods from the African god pantheon, there's some beautiful stuff there.
Oh, I bet.
If you look up Sango, Sango, it's their thunder and lightning god. It's their version of Thor, basically. Could be a very cool. I love, you know, the design. There's there you go. Ooh,
This
cool.
is Sango.
Oh wow, there's some good stuff here. Holy cow! Yeah, the one in the middle third to from the left down one line is the one I saw. That guy.
This one right here.
Yeah, that one right there. But there's
Looks like something Giovanni Bly would, make for us. That's right.
Yeah.
He does really great kind of artistic interpretations and colors.
Yep. Probably has.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. The clothing I can. Oh, look how cool that looks. Yeah,
that's badass.
See, this is a toyetic figure right here, man. This would be amazing. And there's always like great stories behind these that they have, like, you know, I don't know what that bowl of whatever he's got there or something, but I'm sure that is something, you know, I've seen it with a drum. I know it's the axe, the double hammer axe. I guess it's usually an axe. Yeah, it's an axe.
Yeah. And I know everyone says we not only get a toy, but we get an education with these pieces. And we certainly did with Ganesha.
That's it.
The booklet's got those like 5 different stories. Super interesting stuff.
Yep. There's a 2-headed or 2-faced one called Adora, Adora, which I think could be a really cool. I think you could do like a 4-armed character almost. Adora. I think you could do like the what's the spider tribute guy? Yeah, this isn't looking like the depiction that I saw, but that's interesting.
Oh, is it
Adora? No, you got it. Adora.
Okay.
Interesting. It's supposed to be kind of a 2-headed on a single body with 4 arms. Sometimes it's depicted, but I don't know. Maybe there's different takes on it or something. But very cool looking. And then there's one called Oya, Oya, which she's like the goddess of weather, which hello Aurora from
the
I mean, you know.
Well, the top 1/3 from the left up there looks like that character from Arcane a little bit.
Oh yeah, she does. I'm sure that's like an AI depiction, but I just think this would be pretty cool with the flowing dress and like, you know, it's a lot of the colorful. A lot of times she's got a rainbow dress on or whatever. Some lightning effects or something, which I think would be cool to get into the line anyway. Yeah.
Was this who you're talking about, Trevor? Anansi?
Anansi is another one, from like the Neil Gaiman Anansi boys. That's a cool one too. I haven't really seen many depictions, good depictions of that.
Oh yeah, Jesse said it too.
He did. Jesse sent it to me.
Okay. No, he said it before. I just missed his.
Okay.
I missed his comment. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a 6-armed god. It might actually. It looks like it sometimes is a spider, and then sometimes it's a man with 6 arms.
Someone saying, "Is that a right now?" is the absolute best time for me because
You know, just
I know not like we just had a figure obscura, so like there's zero chance of me having anything in hand. Like so, this is like the only time I can actually like comfortably predict stuff.
Don't you have enough cats already, Brad? Says I need more cat gods.
Yeah, and I don't know anything. Like I don't ask too far in advance. I mean, I think I know what's coming up this year, but like not next year. So.
Should we give away that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's do
figure?
it. Let's do it. All right. We got a time we got here. We got 9 o'clock. Yeah, we were gonna try and get out of here a little early because we got D&D after this. So you're gonna have to bring up the tool. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can.
Let me see if it'll work. I'll try. Let me see.
Okay.
I think
if not,
whoops.
I'll just put in a hashtag.
GI. I put GI and Gilgamesh came up.
I should do that. What do we want the hashtag to be?
Yeah, 1/6 shooter.
Okay.
Gods. Hashtag.
What's our hashtag?
Hashtag Nate. Give us a hashtag. Clever Nate.
Trunk. It's Monday. I'm tired.
No, it's perfect.
Trunk.
All right.
Easy to remember, easy to spell.
Right?
Getting a Ganesha. Hashtag trunk. And hit that like while you're there. We get 100 people tonight. I know we've been away for a while, and I know we'll notice in terms of being on. So we can get those likes.
Junk in the trunk.
All right, they're collecting, so I'll remove that for the moment.
Yeah. Anything else that you'd thought of? I mean, again, I'd love to see Norse gods. I don't know if that's something that's interesting enough. And again, these are not all going to be gods. Obviously, we've gotten other things, but I like it.
But like myth and religion stuff from various myth. I wonder if they could do anything from Christianity. Like they probably would never do Christ, but like I wonder if there's something in there that they could potentially do.
And the other thing with that is my first thought would be David and Goliath, but I think that Chris is doing it.
Chris is working on that. Yeah, he's probably he's working on so much that
and I don't know if they even
hard
cross
for them not to
paths.
step on his toes.
Exactly. Yeah. But there was. Let me just go to for a second. Anything else that you guys have thought about?
That's where, as far as I got today, I do love the thought of including demigods. That just opens up a whole other, world of possibilities too. So I'll have to give that some more thought.
Right.
El Cid. I don't know a lot about El Cid, but the little bit I know of El Cid is like this is like the most badass knight ever.
Oh
yes. Yeah.
I don't know that name at all.
Look it up. It's pretty crazy. Spanish, like epic poetry, I believe.
El Cid is Spanish for the Cid.
By the way, there is a Figura Obscura.
Poseidon. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which I completely forgot. I think you brought that up, Bill, didn't you? To somebody?
Sorry, what was it?
There is a Figura Obscura cabal.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I'm trying to find.
Hey, what's up? Joe Gonzalez is here. He says St. George and the Dragon.
Yeah, St. George and the Dragon would be cool, although it would have to be a pretty small dragon.
Yeah, Curtis, he is saying, Jeremy did say Christianity wasn't off the table as long as it's a cool looking character.
Okay, all right.
Thanatos?
Thanatos, I don't.
Alberto,
don't
Cantares del Mio Cid?
Is that the name of the work? That might be the name of the poem.
I'll have to look that up. Cool.
I had an old buddy was like obsessed with El Cid, and I never really like did a deep dive, which I should do at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse, we're saving this for this fall, but I would think that this would be an amazing 2-pack for the Halloween
Yes.
season for sure.
And they got a
I've
werewolf
I've
body
had
now.
a custom in mind for that for the longest time, probably like 4 years or more, and I've got around to doing it. So maybe I'll just save it for that. I could totally see that happening. Just looking for something specific. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll just bring up some of these other suggestions from the chat. Like I'm not real. Like a lot of these, I really would need to look up. I'm not familiar with a lot of these. Inti or Inti, Ainti, I don't know. The Inca god. Judith and
Holofernes?
Holofernes. Not familiar, but it's got a lot of potential for accessories apparently.
Yeah, Beowulf and Grendel would be good.
Here it is. Because it's Sumya Das from the Cabal is doing. I can't bring this up. I'll send you the link. So annoying. He's doing some other Hindu gods. And I knew about this a while
I think
ago.
Popsicles was the god of twins, right? Popsicles?
Yeah, Popsicles. And somebody broke them apart, and then they click that link there.
And then they melted. Let's see.
I don't know if you can click the link because I kind of screwed up.
Oh, sorry. Let me
put it again. Hang on. All right, the second one.
Oh, the big bad link?
Yes.
Is that it?
I'm not seeing these.
So this is Hanuman, which was created by the Cabal's own Sumya Das. And
okay,
these are going to be pretty. The Four Horsemen actually designed these.
Stupid.
For him.
I got it.
Okay.
I think it's just a picture because I think I pulled it from the Cabal. But yeah, I think these are going to be kind of in line. So like, if you want these now, you want more Hindu gods, you're going to have a couple more. So yeah, this is a prototype. I know he's been talking to me about photographing these, but they've been kind of going back and forth with paint masters and things like that. But I think they finally settled on this. So yeah, he's doing a line of these, which is really, really cool. He hasn't done Ganesha, so I don't know if he's going to do Ganesha, but I think these would work right in line. You know what I mean? I think they might be 7 inches tall, did he say? Or maybe they're 7.5. They might be a little taller. But yeah, really, really cool. So go check those out. He's selling
nice.
There's the other one.
Let's see. So wow. He did mention somewhere if they're going to be in line with the size. Yeah, there you go.
1/12 scale.
Yeah, they're 1/12. He actually 8 inches. So they are 8 inches. They're a little bit bigger, but they are gods. So
right.
Yeah.
Which is where I would want, like, if they did like a Gilgamesh or something, I wouldn't want it to be 6 inches. I would want it to be like 8 or 9 inches. You know.
True enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. True enough. Yeah, I think those would be cool.
Look great.
They look really, really good. Yeah, they look really good. They're going to be nice. All right, let's get back to Trunk here. Let's get this going. How many people we got? 69 people? That's weird.
69.
Let's get a few more people. We got 121 people in here. Please hit the like and hashtag Trunk for Ganesha, kids. Something rattling
Such an
around
awesome
here.
figure.
I don't know what it is.
Well, there's so many accessories. Could be.
We'll find out when you
maybe
open
the grapes. Maybe the grapes came off the platter.
Could be the grapes. Yeah, you might. There you go. I'm gonna get those grapes off that platter.
Yeah. Where the hell I put mine? I gotta find them.
Your Ganesha?
No, my grapes.
Oh.
I've got all.
I got my grapes right here.
You don't want to misplace your grapes.
No, you do not want to misplace your grapes.
Yeah, my grapes right here.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. We got a couple minutes. We gotta get out of here by the next couple minutes anyway, because we gotta start a D&D game. Not Monk, Alberto. Trunk, not drunk. Chunk.
Has anyone removed the grapes? It looks like they are a separate piece,
I bet you
think
could.
so that you can
Yeah.
hang up. Like hang them without
Right.
somebody eating.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
It looks
Sometimes
they
I
come
wish I
off-
could do
It's gonna have a
something, but-
flat side, obviously, but like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could. Yeah.
you could get it in a photo pretty good. I'm sure.
Yeah. For sure.
I could have
Ryan Clark said the silicate pack had broken in my package, so the rattling might be that. It might be. Yeah, it sounds a little more solid than
jeez.
that, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Otherwise, please feel free to complain in the cabal about the free thing that you got that had like a part that was broken. All right, we got 76 people. You got 30 seconds here to get this in, and then we're going to pull this thing, and somebody's going to win a Ganesha. Hopefully somebody that doesn't have it. Hopefully somebody that missed out. Free the grapes. Yes, Brendan, free the grapes. Or feed the grapes, I guess. Works too. Brendan just had a big barbecue. I wish I could have gone after ToyCon New Jersey over there. Couldn't make it out this weekend, but next time. All right, 77 entries. This is it. 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
the luck of Ganesha.
Hey,
Brendan, hey, there you go.
Free the grapes.
That's funny.
See all your generosity and your great barbecue paid off, Brendan. You're getting a free
Very
Ganesha.
cool.
Nice.
Grill up those
Congrats.
grill up those apples and have a good time. Congrats, Brendan. Hit me up, and thank God you're in New Jersey. I don't have to pay a lot to ship this thing.
Trevor,
I
do
didn't
you
think
grill
about
your,
how
do
heavy
you
it was.
grill apples? Do you grill your apples, Trevor?
You could.
You good?
Yeah,
Okay.
you put a little. You could. Right? could
You
grill
said
them.
it like it's a regular thing for you. Grill up the apples and
Grapes probably not,
Who
but
knows what
I
they
think you
do
could grill up
in
the
New York?
apples.
In Long Island.
Yeah, you can grill up apples, sure. Work it.
Sure.
I'm sure there's a recipe for it.
oh, I'm sure.
I
All
air
right.
fry them.
Yes, definitely air fry for sure.
Yeah, they're good shit. Man. Apple
All
pie.
right, kids, that's a show.
Hey, we did it. We're
We
back.
are a show.
We eased back in.
So we are test playing the D&D 5e game from Mythic Legions.
Meat
It's
Blanton.
being put together. There you go. Here's my guy. We're not going to tell you what they are or what they do, or there's going to be new races and specifics from. We're all in black. Wow,
We're
we're
a
a
dark
power
crew.
fucking group.
We are a dark
Curtis
party.
Wow.
might have some color to him, but
Yeah,
otherwise-
Curtis definitely has color. Yeah, I mean, well, Jesse's kind of pale too.
Oh, can I just actually pull this up for a second?
Mhm.
I don't remember where I got this mask.
That's
If
cool.
anybody sent that to me, it's a painted mask. I forget who
Really
sculpts
cool.
it, but if somebody sent that to me and you remember, I would like to know who that was. I just can't remember
Yeah,
where I got that
forget
from.
who did that.
It's not just it's who sculpted it. Like I'm sure we
Mhm.
can find that out pretty quick in the
Mhm.
chat. But then also like who specifically painted this up and sent it to me. I can't remember.
Yeah, I hate
Um,
that. I do that. I put them aside, and then I'm like,
Oh, here you go. Well,
I've
King
had it
Zombie's
forever.
design, says Jesse.
four.
But
Okay,
who sent it
So-
to you? Yeah.
that's Eric's design, and then
Yeah.
I don't. If anybody remembers who sent that to me,
These are all
Yeah.
Brian
So a couple
Burke
big
pieces
things coming
here,
up.
The
Right?
helmet
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've got a couple
and
Von
the
Burke. so-
guns. West Coast meetup Saturday. That's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be cool.
Can't wait
that
to
looks
hear
like
about
it's gonna
that.
be hopping, man.
I know.
I
Curtis
might have-
Ackerman.
I know. I
is
might have
going
gone if Curtis
all the
wasn't
way.
going, but Curtis is gone, so can't attend.
Trevor, are you
Uh,
going to come up for Shop the Curiosity in 2 weeks?
I'm thinking. I
Week
think
and a
I
half
am.
now.
I may go to Lehigh Valley too. I got to see. I think that's like a 2-hour drive, so I may do that. That's also Saturday, I believe.
Just,
this coming
that-
Saturday.
This Saturday, and then the following Saturday is
Yep.
Shop the Curiosity.
Shop the Curiosity is in Connecticut, right?
Yes, it's Western Connecticut. It's like pretty close to
The border.
like the border. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that because I think my wife might actually drive up there with me, and we could actually do something. Go to the show and then do something else up there. Because I haven't been up there in a while. Lehigh Valley, yeah, I'd love to, man. I'm thinking I might. So we'll see if I can do 2 weekends in a row. Sometimes, I've been away for a week to a con, it's been nothing but cons this year. So my wife's a little like, you're going away again.
Just
we'll see.
get her to say "damn you," and she'll be glad that you're leaving.
That's right. That's right. Or just pass a little wind, as you said.
Yes, Eric, the combo, and then she really want you out of the
hell
house.
Out of here. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. We're going to wrap this up. Head over to D&D Central. Watch for that. I don't know when it's going to come out because we're kind of holding it back until things are baked with the game, and then we can go and show it. But we do, however, our regular Legions Quest game, which we're a few weeks behind on that one. Sorry to the 4 people who watch us. But if you're not one of those 4 people, it's fun. Come and check us out. We do voices. We battle things, and we argue a little bit on that one. So we're a fun bunch. Hopefully this new one will get along a little bit better. We'll see. Yeah. It's a Wolf King joint. It is a Wolf King joint on Saturday for sure.
Yeah. So both coasts, Wolf King, right? West Coast and East Coast. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know
cool.
how you can.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Sync those up with a live. That'd be kind of cool.
I think they talked about wanting to try that. So yeah, we'll look for that on Saturday.
Hedgehog, are you going to Lehigh, or are you going to be doing your Saturday Day Live? Exactly. That'd be so cool. God, I wish I could live long enough to get that going. Really cool. Anyway, all right, kids. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. Congratulations to Brendan, and we will see you in 2 weeks
for 99.
For 99, and then we may not see you for a month until I can figure out what we can do for 100.
Since we don't have time to plan, we should just make 99 the episode where we plan 100.
There you go.
That's what we should do. That's what we should do.
We'll get those little bottles of beer. We'll have 99 bottles, and we'll drink those all and come up with.
Listen, come up with ideas, all of you, not you guys, them. I want ideas. I want ideas for 99. Come up with ideas. Okay. All right. Do our work for us. All right. See you guys. Have a great night.
See ya. Cheers.
Goodbye.